I want to preface this video by saying I think that creative is doing well in the content department. The content is getting insane, and with the cars being introduced finally, the choppa, as well as tons of devices and weapons, the core component to creative is doing fantastically, and I'm very happy with its current state in that department, as well as the fact that we're going to be getting Creative 2.0 sometime eventually. I'm very excited for that. But I feel like the way that creative is promoting itself is not very good. The last time we took a look at creative in a critical light, we discussed a few things regarding creative's lack of awareness, regarding things such as the Spy Within situation, being a complete clone of Among Us, which in of itself isn't bad, but making an entire event out of it really felt like Fortnite was really trying to show how uncreative you can be by stealing the exact same format as Among Us. Having streamers play it for revenue to try to get it more attention turned into a complete blunder and really came out in a bad light. The least creative you are with making maps, the more likely you'll find success, I said in the previous video, and this still holds true to this day. The same thing goes with Tumble Lads, a map that was completely ripped from Fall Guys, a map that was featured for a good 2 months, that was completely stolen from another game. Now granted, I enjoyed Tumble Lads a lot more than the Spy Within maps. It still shows that maps that reach success are usually ones derived of other games or even other concepts. The maps I mentioned, the Among Us maps and the Fall Guys map, are made very well. I'm not saying that the maps are made badly or anything. I'm saying that it felt weird to have these maps pushed out the way they were when they don't really have a good look to creative. Creative should showcase original maps and original ideas to show what creative can really do. And recently in creative, we definitely have some original maps and original ideas that are being made into LTMs now. It's time I talk about my issues with creative once again. First complaint I have with creative is the distribution of maps in these sections. Remember 100 level default death run from over 4 months ago? It just left this week because of the cars. The same maps just stay there, and I find this to be completely unfair. The maps that get the most attention on social media and word of mouth will get its place here, but there are maps that stay here for months. How is it that it was lucky enough to get a feature for a week max suddenly became the #1 most popular map that feels like it stays the most popular map for over half a year? People will continue to play the #1 most popular map because it's the #1 most popular map. Why would people try to play other maps if the #1 most popular map is the #1 most popular map? People want to play games with others, and they know that lobbies will fill out more reliably if you play the #1 most popular map. They need to do a few things here. Number one, get rid of the numbers. Having the #1 through #3 there really determines what map sticks around the most. So get rid of them and give other maps a chance to reach fastest growing or most popular. Number two, make it so maps cannot stay in the most popular or fastest growing for at least 2 weeks. Give it a week cooldown, and if the same 3 maps are the fastest growing or the most popular again, then bring them back. You cannot have the same maps stay there for months on end and not allow other maps a chance to get there. Overall, I find that these maps will never leave their spots because the majority of people that play Fortnite don't look at social media for new maps and will just play what Fortnite shows them in the creative matchmaking. These maps will rarely ever leave due to the current rule set that they have in place. I have a problem with the maps having mixed languages in the titles and descriptions. These are done to reach out to more audiences, and what's even more unsettling about it is that mostly all these people that include English and Arabic text in their map names and descriptions don't even speak the language. This is purposefully done to try to get more people to play their maps. What they need to do is make it so maps can only feature one language and the map names change accordingly to what language you have on your Fortnite. I feel really weird knowing that people that don't even speak a specific language are using different languages. Like, I feel like that's a little bit offensive, at least for me personally. Not sure if people feel that way, but I just feel a little weird to use another language just to get more plays. Just force one language in the title and have the map names change language depending on the language you have on in your game. The current creative meta is to create red versus blue maps. These are some of the most cookie cutter and boring map designs I have personally ever seen. The fact that these maps do so well and it's constantly being pushed out by Fortnite speaks volumes. This is not creative, this is embarrassing. What happened to featuring maps that were mind-blowing? Maps that ascended the expectations of Fortnite? These maps make me feel embarrassed to work on maps. Some of my personal favorite map makers stopped making maps because the maps that get to the top are purely meant for the kids that don't care about quality and will play whatever Fortnite gives them to play. These maps have the least amount of effort and design put into them, and yet Fortnite thinks it's a good way to represent creative. Take the gaming gallery and weapon spawners and you are good to go to get an LTM. This is not how LTM should be given. LTMs that feature amazing quality and high replay value should get LTMs, like the search and destroy maps that we had for Valentine's Day in 2020. Even Money Wars I think is a pretty good one, even though that is a mode based off of Minecraft. I still think that is a very well made map. And I even really like Loadout Warfare Poseidon. I thought that map was incredible. Like, there's so many good maps that they have. Those are the kind of maps that should get LTMs, and not ones that look like they took an hour to create, throwing down a yacht prefab and calling it a day. This is seriously where we are at with maps like The Pit, these really low quality 1v1 maps, and Pro 100. And even Epic themselves over on their own Discord said, do you think that Pro 100 is the best LTM we could have featured? 4 people said yes, and 43 said no, but yet they continued to make that map an LTM for I don't know what the reason is, because of a lot of plays, because they put the map out there so people are naturally gonna play that map. I have zero idea. We went from some of the most intense and creative search and destroy maps to the most basic maps. I cannot believe that this is how it's handled right now. This is seriously where we're at with creative. It's not the meta to copy other game franchises anymore. It's to make these kinds of low effort and low quality maps. I genuinely don't know how Fortnite can actually be proud of this. So here's how these matchmaking sections work. There's popular, which is for the most players playing in a week. There's top growing for maps that have a spike in plays, and top growing stays for a week and has a 2-week cooldown. Most popular has no limit. Maps can stay as long as they are the most popular. There are services out there that I will not name that inflates plays. You can literally get on these sections through botted plays. I have 3 examples here from Discord messages. Someone says, again, our creative map advertisements are non-disclosure agreements. Sorry. Maybe we'll tell you if you purchase our new bot queue services. Another one saying, for sure, our services are an easy route to get into fastest growing or most played, and you can even get an LTM. Please consider purchasing our new bot queue service. And then finally, they say creative map ADS. Send a message to DM to claim rewards if you want a creative map promotion. We offer advertisement services, other miscellaneous promotions, and new bot queue services. And they take you to these discords and they tell people to play these maps in particular in order for them to win money, V-Bucks, etc. You can even pay money to promote your maps on websites for more plays. Remember, I was offered money to promo maps so they would get more plays, which in turn would get more map plays. Everything comes around full circle. Those that pay for botted plays or for promo have an advantage over legitimate map creators. I know plenty of amazing map creators that don't have a large following, so those maps suffer due to that. You simply cannot beat this, and I think it's completely unfair. And from my understanding, Fortnite has refused to acknowledge that this is an actual thing. It most certainly is a thing. Fortnite needs to start cracking down on these accounts, not to mention there are plenty of people that spam their Discord and will say that they will give you money just for playing their maps. I've seen this happen on Twitter where people will promo a Discord where they say that they're going to give you money just to juice up their map for plays, and this needs to stop. People see what they need to do to get these maps in fastest growing and they try to exploit the system as much as they can. This cannot go unnoticed. Map stealing has been a very big and prevalent part of the creative ecosystem. Not that long ago, a pro player paid 2 map creators to steal a smaller creator's map 1 for 1. I'm not going to say the name of the pro player that did this, as I don't want people to harass them, but this is completely unacceptable. There are many maps that make the map look like a map they meant to pick. They take screenshots of other existing maps and copy the name and trick many people into playing these maps. There was even a situation where a map maker stole a commissioned image to use for their own map and wasn't actually punished for that because there isn't really a rule in place for that. Fortnite creative feels like a shell of its former self. I hate to see map creators quit Fortnite because of the way creative is going. I rarely see amazing maps anymore just due to the fact that red versus blue, pro 100 and 1v1 maps are the way they are. They are pushed to the top, there's no quality control. All it matters is that you promote your maps through TikTok and other avenues so much that they get plays and then gets to LTM territory. If I was Fortnite and I wanted to promote creative to the general audiences, I would make LTMs of insanely creative and great looking maps. Not Pro 100, not the pit, not 1v1 maps, and not red versus blue maps. These maps make creative look so dumbed down and don't show off what creative really can do. This is not a good look for creative. Fortnite only cares about numbers now and not actual quality. So because of this, the numbers that do the best are the ones that get the most attention from Fortnite themselves. Again, without any quality control, without any reason. It's all just a horrible sight to see for creative right now. I want quality control and I want good and deserving maps to be featured, not red versus blue, not pro 100, not pro 200, not these 1v1 maps that look the exact same. It's lazy design and in no way should get the attention that they get. You get no exposure for making something different anymore. I'm extremely grateful to have gotten my first ever Fortnite feature this year, and I'm happy that you guys enjoyed the map, and this isn't a video made because I'm salty for not getting another feature or whatever. I want to make this video to express my opinion on creative's current state, and I want to see it be fair and balanced for everyone. I don't like seeing this system getting exploited through malicious tactics, and I even asked a few creative Fortnite players to give me their opinion on the current way creative is, and here's what I received back. These people will all remain anonymous, by the way. The top maps are creating a complex. They're seen as an unachievable position. Those who rule them now hold all the cards. Many monopolies between friend groups are rampant and there is no end in sight. I truly believe this system will be the end of creative for the creators. Why choose the top 3? Why not choose 3 random maps from the top 25 played? Give the players some options and give creators more chances to be seen. Another one writing, creative is fine. These low quality maps are just a phase. You can sort of see it already, but the super fun and pretty high quality open world maps are going to be blowing up soon. For example, Jailbreak and Skyland. Once the save device and other awesome features are out, these lower quality maps are going to lose a large portion once players are introduced to higher quality ones. I've been making low quality maps recently. Many people have started not liking me based on it, but they are doing the same thing too. It's like any other game. One game mode will blow up for a bit, but it will die eventually. Definitely a good idea to help build your name with these, but it won't last long. Another person writing, I personally feel like creative has been very dry since Chapter 2 launched. I feel like World Cup 2019 was the peak of creative and it hasn't really gotten the promotion or development it deserves from Epic Games. I really miss the days with viral death runs and I feel like Epic should have focused more on fun competitions and creative with prize pools. For new players, it's also way too hard to find cool maps, and hopefully we will get new, easier ways to find maps in the future. As a map maker, I also feel like building takes way too long. It could take up to 5 minutes just to find a specific asset because there's so many prefabs and galleries, and you're not able to search for what you want. The fact that we, after 2 years, don't have a terrain tool as well is pretty bad. Look at Valheim, for example, developed by 4 people and have really well-made terrain tools. Another one writing, there seems to be a lack of communication or consistency when it comes to enforcing rules between the actual creative department and the team that operates support a creator. When issues get reported to creative devs, they are often left up in the air or we receive no response. The fact that rules and issues aren't actively enforced leads me to personally believe that it is difficult for Epic Games creative devs to interact or make impactful actions happen within the support a creator platform itself. You can make the same assumptions based off the fact that the creative devs often can't help us with anything support a creator related, such as payments, support a creator changes, etc. You have rare instances where rules are enforced and creators do have their support a creator codes disabled for breaking certain rules. Epic Games needs to appoint someone who specifically facilitates between creative mode and support a creator in order to help enforce rules. Maps should not be allowed to be copied one for one. As creators, we should have some sort of copy protection. At the very minimum, blatant copies of maps should not be rewarded with features or promotions of any kind. If no punishment can be given for these actions, botting plays, I have very specifically identified how this was being done and reported it, and Epic Games was not interested in how it was being done, but more so wanted to find examples of if it was being done. They've specifically wanted to know creators' maps that have been doing it so they could identify that in the back end and maybe try to do something about it that way. They also said that they weren't interested in punishing anyone who was doing it, though I expect this might be their way of trying to get people to admit that they do it. Botting plays was not possible until they added the ability to load maps from the home screen by entering the map code there. Prior to this, players would have to enter creative mode, navigate the hub, go to a portal, and enter a code, meaning botting was nearly impossible or at least very complex. As soon as it got added to the home screen, anyone with a macro could theoretically just click a few menu buttons and be loading into a map. So how does one load thousands of accounts and bot plays via the home screen? Well, my theory is that they use NVIDIA GeForce Now. This is a cloud-based gaming platform by NVIDIA, which can be run on Android emulators. Fortnite happens to be one of the games available on this platform, and it's one of the ways mobile players have continued playing Fortnite while the app has been banned. It's also the only way to run Fortnite on an emulator. All you need is a GeForce Now account, an Epic account, and you can load up as many instances as you want on your own PC. Now that you can enter map codes from the play screen, it can easily be macroed and people can use this to bot plays. I personally have never done this. I used this method to test my maps with 4 of my own accounts, so I didn't have to invite people. Another one writing, I feel like creative is in a bad spot in the sense that the matchmaking promotes maps that aren't good quality and very lazy. And to succeed right now, you have to do the same. Epic should be promoting great maps that deserve it. And then finally, someone saying the state of Fortnite creative is constantly changing. It's important to adapt. Personally, I find the submission process frustrating. It's hard to gauge what they're really looking for in their games. Over time, I've adapted to making more competitive PvP maps instead of the fun mini games I used to make because they perform better. I'm very excited to see the new devices and content updates, and I expect to see more of that. Ultimately, the state is constantly changing, so we too must adapt. It is difficult to keep up and keep motivated with all the new things to think about, and this has made me move a little slower with my games. There's still a discrepancy between the incredibly high earning LTM features compared to matchmaking features, but the LTM is the new goal for many creators. And guys, I think that's where I'm going to end this video. I made this video because I hope that creative will be the best it possibly can be. This is coming from love. This is not coming from hate or spite or anything of the sort. Once again, like I said in the beginning of the video, do not attack anybody I have mentioned in the video. This really just comes down to the fact that I wanted to criticize the recent actions of Fortnite creative because I think there could be a lot more things done better. So that's it for the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Y'all have yourselves a fantastic day or night, everyone. See ya.